Hello everybody, it's Dana Sullivan, your Stampin' Chick, here with another Make It Monday! How are you today, my friends? I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Our weekend was super busy, but we are here with you again today for another fabulous Make It Monday video, and you are just going to love it! Alright, so as it is the last Monday of the month again already, this Make It Monday video is part of the Stamper Showcase blog hop. Yay! Y'all know that I love the Stamper Showcase blog hop. So this month's theme is Happy Fall, y'all. The weather is cooling off here in the United States, and it is absolutely beautiful outside. I am in love with the fall weather. Bring on the hoodies and the bonfires and the s'mores, and thank you very much. So this month's blog hop is all about the fall, and I wanted to share a fabulous little card with you. It's super simple, very easy, and if you love the way that the pumpkin is colored, you want to stay tuned in this video because I'm going to show you how I color it. You're going to use Stampin' blends, but I promise it's easy peasy. If I can do it, anybody can. Okay, so I'm using the Harvest Hellos stamp set, and I'm using that Apple Builder punch too. You don't have to, and actually you really don't have to at all. I mean, it's super simple to cut out, so but if you have it, you want to use it, it's fabulous. Then we're also going to be using a selection of Stampin' blends, which I will let you know what those are here in just a moment. Let me scooch this out of the way. We're going to get to the essentials here. Alright, we're using Cajun Craze for our card base, and you know, I don't normally get to use Cajun Craze for a card base that often, but it is the perfect fall color. So here's what we've got: 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4 gives us our card base, right? Alright, and then we're going to need a piece of Whisper White. This one's cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and we're going to use that on the inside of our card. So that's going to be our card liner. And then we're also going to use a piece of the Come Together Designer Series paper. This is a beautiful wood grain print, and then it also has this really pretty harvest pattern on the back side. So this piece is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Now, I know that's not our standard layer, but if you notice on the card, it has just a thin little border, and I really liked that as opposed to the standard 1/4 inch border. So that's why we're adding that extra 1/8 of an inch in there, so that we can have just a really nice little tight edge. Okay, so 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 for that. Alright, now we're also going to use another strip of the same DSP, but this time we're going to use the Harvest background. And this one is 5 3/8 by, I believe, 1 inch. Yes, 1 inch by 5 3/8. Had to double check to be sure. Okay, we're going to do that. And then we're also going to be using some of the fabulous polka dotted ribbon. I love, love, love it. It's so pretty. And then we're also going to use some of the Cajun Craze twine from the Come Together ribbon bundle, ribbon pair bundle, whichever. Alright, so that's what we're going to use. And then we're going to need a scrap of Whisper White cardstock. This is what we're going to use to stamp and cut out our pumpkin and the parts for the pumpkin. And then I have cut one of the little ornate frames, and we're using it for the Hey There pumpkin. Okay. Alright, let me get this stuff out of the way and bring in our scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock. And first and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and use some of our Memento Black ink and the pumpkin stamp. And I'm going to stamp one of them on there. Let's go this way. Alright, I'm going to stamp him and set him off to the side for just a second. That gives him just a minute to dry. Really doesn't need that long, but I'm always extra careful when it comes to coloring too much. Okay, now I'm going to bring the little label in, and while I have my ink out, I'm going to stamp Hey There Pumpkin from the Harvest Hellos stamp set. And let me bring it down here where I can see and maybe keep my face out of the camera. There we go. I hope that looks relatively straight. Yes. Alright. Well done, Dana. Well done. Alright. Let's set that off to the side. Okay. Let me close up my ink pad for just a minute. And let's start to assemble our card. This is really, really simple, okay? Alright, so the first thing that we'll do is go ahead and put some adhesive on the inside of the card. There we go. Now we're going to line this in the middle on the inside. Very good. Okay, and then on the front, we're going to take the, oh my goodness, the wood plank background, and we'll just apply it with some snail adhesive as well. Alright, here we go. I cannot wait to share all of the fall projects from the blog hop with you. Everyone always does such a great job, don't they? I mean, their work is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, now I'm going to take some of this polka dotted ribbon and I'm going to get it tied around my little piece right here, just enough. Let me go ahead and put my adhesive on here, and that'll at least hold it in place. And there we go. Let me get some on the ends, because the ends I always kind of miss just a little bit. Alright, here we go. Now, I know I'm going to need probably about like that. Now, I don't have an exact measurement for how much of this ribbon I have, so friends, you're just going to have to wrap this ribbon around your DSP, and you can measure it yourself that way, okay? Now, I'm going to put this towards the bottom part of the middle, so it's not going to be down at the bottom, but it's not going to be right in the middle either, so you get that, right? Just south of center. Okay, now let's go ahead and tie this into our knot. I like the idea of using a knot, especially if you're not really all that confident in making bows. The knots are super easy. You just cut some of that. Okay, there we go. Make a knot, make a knot, make a knot. And there we are. And then cinch it down just a little. Alright. And trim. There's one end. And the other. Alright. We are already getting there. Okay, now I'm going to take that Hey There Pumpkin, well, if I can get a hold of it, there we go, and I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back side. There we go. Come here, you. Alright. And we're going to put that up at the top part of the card. Not upside down, that's not good. And always make sure you check now and then to make sure you haven't turned your card upside down. It's always a good idea. I have done it before, my friends. I truly have. Okay, so now that we've got this, I'm going to go ahead and open up the inside. I'm going to use some old olive ink, and I'm using the pumpkin leaf from the Harvest Hello stamp set. And I just want to stamp, because we always know no naked envelopes, no naked insides, right? So let me just stamp a little row of these adorable little flowers. Not flowers, oh my goodness. These adorable little leaves. It must be time for me to go to bed again already. Alright, let's do this. There we go. And then this. Trying to space them out, just, you know, a good spacing. There we go. That's good. We did well. Alright, now there's that. Okay, now I'm going to set this off to the side, and I'm going to bring in our pumpkin so that I can show you how I colored it. Alright, here's what I'm using, friends. I'm using dark Cajun Craze, dark pumpkin pie, light pumpkin pie, and dark mango melody. Now, I don't know how other people color with their Stampin' Blends, but I go from dark to light. And so what I want to do, first of all, I want to bring a piece of scratch paper in here. And I'm just going to take the brush tip edge, and I'm going to start in the center, and I'm just making and kind of outline where the black lines already are, okay? And then I'm giving it just a little texture towards the top and at the bottom. There we go, getting some shadow going on there. Alright, and then from this edge, there we go, and then the same thing on the other side. Alright, so we're gonna just follow that line around a little bit, give it a little on the top and the bottom. There we go. Now you want to think about how the light might lay on your pumpkin. So I want it to kind of have some light, you see here in the middles. I'm going to take the dark pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to kind of smooth the edges of the Cajun Craze, and also close in the area where I've got this stark white. Okay. And if you color over the coloring that's already there, it will help fade the colors together so that the lines aren't quite as drastic. So we're just going to do that. Notice I'm keeping my highlighted area relatively the same. Here we go. Just a little more. And there we go. Alright. Now the light pumpkin pie, I'm really using the light pumpkin pie to kind of color the Cajun Craze and the dark pumpkin pie together. And then I'm filling in just a little more of that white area so that there's not going to be a whole lot of stark middle here. There we go. And then a little more here. Alright, you see it's coming together. And then that highlighted area, that nice Mango Melody to give it just a little touch of sunlight on there. And I am using this to color over pretty much the entire piece. So I'm using the Mango Melody to lighten up the stark lines and to kind of soften everything. So you can see here it's a little more stark and here it's softer. So that's what we're doing. Here we go. And last section here. There we go. There. Alright, what do you think about that, huh? That's pretty, isn't it? Alright, so there are your colors for the pumpkin. Now, for the leaf, let me clean this because I want to stamp it in black so that it matches. And then we'll color it in Old Olive. Alright, so let me stamp it off here. There we go. Alright, and then I'm going to take the light and dark Old Olive, and like I said, we're using the darks first. So I'm just going to come in and I'm giving some shading around the veins of the leaf and the base of the leaf, because it gets brighter as it goes to the ends. So it looks something like that. And then we'll take the light brush tip and I'm just going to fade out the rest of it until it covers all of the white area. And then I'm also kind of blending it so that it doesn't have those stark lines from the darker Old Olive. There we go. And as you blend over the previous marker, you'll see that it fades and softens up the lines a little. There we go. Alright, now we're good. Alright, now let's take the punch. And I'm going to go ahead and punch this out, but then I'm also going to fussy cut around it because I don't really want to have the white lines. And also I'm going to do it around the leaf. And with the stem, I'm going to use the light and dark soft suede and then the bronze marker. And you'll see, whoops, you'll see right there how I've got the stem colored. Whoops, well, is it focus camera? There you go. You can see how I've got it right there. Alright, so I can use my little punched out piece here and just color it. So in this case, I'm going to start with the bronze and I'm going to color it kind of all over. There we go. And I'm going to do a little backing and forthing with this one, alright? So I'm going to take the light soft suede, and the light soft suede seems to have a warmer tone to it. And then the dark soft suede towards the edges and the base of our stem. There we go. And then to blend it all together, I want to use the bronze again and just go over the whole thing. There we go. Alright. Now, let's get rid of that leaf because we don't need it. And I have saved a little bit of time and have pre-cut around a pumpkin and a leaf for us so that you don't have to watch me do that. We don't want to watch that. Nobody has time for that bit. Okay, back to our card, please. All right, now what I want to do is I want to take some snail, and I'm just going to put a little strip of adhesive right there in the back of the pumpkin. And I'm going to take some of our twine and just give me a back and forth. All right. There we go. I did that and then I made a mess of me. There we go. All right. Now, let me kind of rotate and manipulate that so that I'm in the center with my tails. And now I want it to kind of go at an angle because I find that if it's straight on, it just looks kind of dull and boring. So we're going to do that. And then, there we go. And then we're going to get a little bit of liquid glue. And we'll put just a touch, well, if I can get it to come out. There we go. Get just a touch of liquid glue. Behave for me. If we can get it to behave, we'll get some glue. You know, whatever. It's a video, and it's going to do what it wants to do. It's going to say, "Oh, Dana, you think you're in charge, but you're not." There we go. Alright, and then I'm just going to put that kind of there. And let's look and see. I like that. Alright, and then with the pumpkin, so with the apple builder punch, you know, you have the stem. And when you're making an apple, you want the wider part out for the top of the stem. So it would sit like this. But with the pumpkin, it's wider at the base and narrow at the top. So we're going to turn it this way and add just a little glue right there. And then I can manipulate my stem how I want it, just like that. All right, now let me put the cap on this so I can actually use it later. I want to put some dimensionals on the back of this piece now. And so we'll go ahead and grab some of these little scraps. Of course, you guys know that I cut every stitch of these dimensionals up so that I can use them all. I hope that you do too, because that is a lot of dimensional you can still get out of it. Okay, let's get the backing off of these here. And we'll be finished. This will be super simple, super easy card. Look at that, so fun. Alright guys, there you go. What do you think? I love it. Now on the inside we have the leaves, and on this one I stamped I love you, and the I love you came from the Woven Heirlooms stamp set. Most of you know that I'm sending cards to my Nana, and so I'm making this one just for her, so I'm going to send that out to her. But this one I'm going to leave blank for someone else. So anyway, I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. And don't forget to visit the blog, stampinchicktn.blogspot.com, and follow the blog Hop Along, because there are going to be a lot of fabulous projects today. It is a great blog hop. Everyone does a wonderful job. And then if you'd like to get a hold of any of the supplies that I used here today, you can visit my website at danasullivan.stampinup.net. Thank you all so much for watching, friends. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.